Another Monday morning, another podcast show. Right from Freehold, New Jersey, on Route 9, another beautiful Ray Catena Mercedes-Benz showroom. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right up. It's Greg T Live. Let's go. In 5, 4, oh my gosh, 3, 2, 1. It's Monday morning. Let's go. It's Greg T Live. You guys listening? Let's do it.
Welcome to Greg T Live, episode 22. We are at stop 2 of the GTL Ray Catena Tour and are live from the Ray Catena Mercedes-Benz showroom in Freehold, New Jersey. Today's show was sponsored by CNC Heating and Cooling. We are super excited to continue our summer tour and bring on our special guest, YouTube and streaming star, Avxry. Greg T, take it away.
And we are live on another Monday morning. It is Greg T Live. It must be 11 a.m. The stream has now begun, whether you're watching us on YouTube or on Instagram. Hello to everybody. I'm Greg T. Now, Garrett is not here with us today, so I brought on a good friend of mine, an old school friend of mine from radio. Ladies and gentlemen, from Philadelphia. From Philadelphia's Q102. You know him, you love him. His name, Diego. Nice, man. Thanks for being here, bro.
How are you? So good to see you, my friend.
It is so, dude, I don't know if you felt it when you walked in. I squeezed you so hard, man.
That was a good hug.
I have not seen you in years, and I was so excited and pumped up to be hanging out and doing the podcast with you today.
Well, I'm glad I could be here for you now.
Thank you. Well, listen, guys, we are now today, remember, we kicked it off a couple of weeks ago, our summer tour, right? So today's stop is Ray Catena of Freehold, New Jersey, right on Route 9, in front of a live audience. We actually have one person that's here with us today. Hi! They're not turning the... Oh, no, there you go. So we got one person here with us today, but we do have a nice show planned for you, especially if you're a gamer, if you're into gaming. We've got Avxry with us. He's got 2.5 million followers on YouTube. How that happens, I have no idea.
I got questions for that guy, man.
Oh, my.
He's probably making millions of dollars, too, you know? Playing video games.
That is a good question. Will they tell us how much money they make gaming?
Dude,
that's a lot of money.
I remember playing Atari back in the day, you know?
Oh, my
now
God.
It's a different ballgame because I watch these kids play video games. I'm like, what is going on? I'm lost.
Think about that, where Atari came from
and
where we are today.
Yeah.
I remember my dad bringing home the very first Atari, you know, and he was like, none of you kids are using it until I say it's okay. And we were always like, we're afraid to touch it, you know, our Space Invaders. And then we were fighting with my sister and I, were fighting over who could get the controller. And now these kids are, you know, streaming these war games and they're making millions of dollars.
Do you play any of those video games at all?
I don't play anymore, man. Those days have left me. I don't play anymore. I
just can't keep up with it. Like I watch my son playing,
Yeah.
and I'm like, he's got the guns and he's shooting stuff, and I'm like, what is going on?
I don't know, man.
I get confused. I get lost, you know?
Yeah. No, but, you know, now they have these competitions where, you know, they have, like, actual teams that go to real competitions to make real money.
Yep.
I mean, there's high stakes involved now in gaming. I can't wait. But so when Avxry sits down with us, we're going to dive into all of that and talk to him about the world of gaming and how he got his start. How does he get 2.5 million followers on YouTube, and what's next for the gaming world? I would love to know myself.
Yeah, it's true.
So, Diego, you're here, man. It's been a long time since Q102. So, Diego showed up. Check this out. The Elvis Duran Q102 morning show. I mean, this is incredible. This is how far back we go, bro.
And you're in there, and so am I.
I look like a little kid inside there.
Yeah.
I can't believe how young we were, bro. That's so crazy. So, thanks for coming up from Philly to be here. We got to talk about the Philly cheesesteaks for sure. I see we got some pens here, Geno's. Did you bring some cheesesteaks?
Come on.
Bring it. What do you got?
There we go.
Look at this. Look at this. He brought the original Geno's cheesesteaks. I love it, dude.
And we got to talk about Geno's steaks, okay? First of all, because the thing that drives me nuts about people in Philadelphia is they think they're experts on cheesesteaks.
Right.
Just because you live in Philly, you're not an expert on cheesesteaks, all right?
Well, but you grew up on the cheesesteak, so you must be.
No, I'm not.
Close to.
I'm not an expert. I'm not. I'll say that 1,000 times. I'm not an expert. I'm loyal to Geno's Steaks, and people think that it's just a tourist attraction. Their cheesesteaks are awesome.
Well, that's my question. So, okay. All right, so if you're in New York City, obviously there's some amazing pizza places to go to, right? We all know the staples. But if you go down some of these narrow little roads down in New York City, you're going to find a place that has incredible pizza but just doesn't get the credit for it.
Right.
So if I'm in Philly and I'm a tourist, then yeah, I go to Geno's, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, but if I'm not a tourist, where do the regular Philadelphia people go?
See, I live in Northeast Philadelphia, okay? So from my house to Gino Steaks in South Philly, it's about a 30-minute ride, okay? So if I want a cheesesteak, there's a place called Steve's Prince of Steaks. That's where I go up in Northeast Philadelphia, okay? I go to get my steaks. But if I'm in South Philly going to a Phillies game, an Eagles game, I'm going to Gino's. Gotcha. Nothing wrong with Pat's Steaks, which is right across the street.
Right, those are the battle. They battle back and forth.
And they're friends. They're friendlies. Both families are really good friends, you know?
I would imagine after all these years, they just got to say, you know what, let's just call it a day, you know, between the two of us. We're both selling a great product.
They're making tons of money, you know? But the thing is, like Steve's Prince of Steaks, they're not open 24/7. Gino's is open 24/7.
Right.
I went there this morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. They were open, you know? So you can go there 4 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
It's open, you know?
I can't believe you went there this morning and you got this stuff. I'm getting our camera guys telling us to move it. Sorry, guys. I got so excited. I wanted everybody to see the Ginos. That's what I was trying to. So you went there this morning to pick this stuff up.
Yep.
Wow. Man.
Gino's my guy. Gino's the best.
All right, so listen, towards the end of the show, we're breaking these suckers open.
I know you give everybody a 10. That's a 10 out of 10.
No matter what, it is.
It really is.
Yeah, you can't, something like that's been in a staple for so many years. And you're right, they're open 24/7. That is a 10 out of 10. You're not going to get any better than
And
Gino's.
once again, I was telling my sister I was coming on your podcast, and I said I'm going to bring you some Gino's, and she's like, Gino's, couldn't you pick something else? I'm like, Gino's is great. I love Gino's, I really do,
So you have a son.
I do. He's 26 years old. Donovan.
26, man. Yep. Wow. Yep. Unreal. What's that like?
He's a dick. Yeah. He's 26 years old. I love my son. He's a good kid,
That's cool, man. That's cool. What else? What have you been doing since radio? What year did radio end for you?
2009.
2009.
Now, let's go back. When you got fired, did you know... I'm sorry to bring that up. Sorry, my friend.
It's so hard.
So did you know you were going to get fired? Because I knew, dude. I knew that day before.
Yeah.
I was like, tomorrow I'm getting fired.
See, maybe I needed this. Maybe this was therapy that I kind of needed. I've been trying to avoid all these real questions by real radio people that have known me for a long time. I've been trying to avoid it all, but maybe this is what I really needed.
Right.
To me, it feels as if it was like yesterday that I still lost my gig. It doesn't feel like we're coming up on a year now. It was June 24th when I got the phone call that iHeartRadio was canceling my morning show. And it was in the afternoon when it all happened. And I remember being at home, just like sitting there. I was going over some ratings, checking around how the show was doing and everything. And all of a sudden, my cell phone rang. And it was the bosses on the other end.
Oh, boy.
And they were like, hey, listen, we decided to cancel the show. And, we're going another direction. No fault of your own. Just, that's it, cancel the show. And I'm thinking, and you go numb.
And they did it over the phone?
Over the
phone? Not
phone.
even face-to-face?
No,
At least they fired me face-to-face, dude. They said, you're gone.
Yeah, 30 years, and it was done over the phone.
Wow.
Yep, that's how it all went down. And it was weird. Like, I mean, you feel like I felt numb. Like my legs, I couldn't move. It didn't seem right. I felt like this is a joke.
Right.
Like I had like this out-of-body experience, because I knew that there were some things that were going on behind the scenes, but I didn't know that that's where it was going. So I wasn't sure. So when they made that call that it was over, I was like, it's over? Like 30 years? What?
Yep.
It just didn't, I didn't know what to do. I couldn't swallow. You get dry mouth really fast. You start to panic a little bit, I remember hanging up the phone saying goodbye, and then it was like a blank.
And what's the first thing that comes to your mind? You're like, what am I going to do? Because I started working in radio when I was 19.
Yeah, man.
So my first job was working at a supermarket, and then I started working in radio.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I get fired. I'm like,
right.
What am I going to do? Like, you have no idea. All I know is radio.
That's all you knew.
So
same thing for me. Like I came out of college, right to radio, and then right out of college, my life just kind of took off and went from 0 to 100 miles an hour overnight. Like the whole Elvis Duran show just took off, and the character I called the character Greg T just took off with it. So out of nowhere, when they were like, "It's over." I didn't know what to do. Of course, I called my wife, and she's like, call your agent. I called my agent. My agent couldn't believe it either because he had already known that there was other talks and other things going on. So he wasn't sure. Like, he thought maybe I was kidding.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, bro. And so he flew in like the next day, and he was like, we got to fix this, but like, there's nothing to fix.
So you had no backup plan. You weren't ready for anything like that.
Bro, they pulled the rug right out from underneath me.
See, I had a backup plan because I've always said, when I get fired from Q102, I'm going to buy a bar. That was my game plan.
How did that go?
Like, it was good. Bar business is crazy because it's, you and I did nightclub appearances.
Right,
you show up, you do 2 hours, get paid in cash, and you go home.
Right.
You don't have to worry about anything else.
No.
When you own a bar, you're there 12, 13 hours, okay?
Yeah.
You get blamed for everything. You got to do all the work, So it wasn't easy. It was tough, And I was cleaning the bathrooms. I was doing everything, So, like, I went from owning a bar, being on radio to owning a bar. It's a different ball game, really. But that was my backup plan.
Jeez, it was, I had no backup plan. I immediately, I took my time. I took a couple of days to kind of like veg and to realize like what just happened. And it was tough, man. You wake up the next couple of days, you can't believe it. You get, like, at one point I even told a story where I got my truck and I'm driving. I ended up in Pennsylvania somewhere. Like, I didn't even know where I was going. I'm smoking cigarettes nonstop, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, what just happened to my life?
Yep.
It was just so hard to accept and to understand, Because you think about it, me and you think about what we did. We created that character on the radio that everybody fell in love with.
Right.
You were the Greg T of Philadelphia.
Yep.
Like, this is what we did. I was the Diego of New York. Like, we were that role, that character that people just, gravitated to and fell in love with.
And if you think about it, we were the original jackasses.
We were Jackass before Jackass.
Yes.
I always tell everybody that.
Because I ran into Bam Margera. We had him on the air one time, and he told me when he was smaller, when he was younger, he was listening to the radio station. He'd be like, "We would take your stunts and do it while we were out there." I'm like, "Wow."
Man. Yeah. There was, and I talked to the guys at Impractical Jokers.
Okay.
And same thing.
Yeah,
they were
it's the
like,
same thing.
They're like, dude, we built the show about you. Like, you were the guy that was, showing us what to do on Impractical Jokers.
And they're making millions of dollars right now.
You know what, Diego? Everybody seems to be making money around us. Everybody seems to be making money around us, bro.
But you're doing good. I mean, I'm proud of you because you got together and you got your podcast going. So
so what I did was I put this whole thing together, and here's the other thing. But if it wasn't for my wife, and I have to give her all the credit, I really do.
Right.
She got in my face after about a couple of weeks of me sitting there like depressed and not knowing what I was going to do with my life. She got in front of my face and was like, "Get the fuck up right now."
Right.
Like, she's like, "Who do you think you are? You're going to sit around here?" She's like, "You got daughters. Let's go." And she got in front of my face, and she did. And she pushed me to get this up and rolling. Now, I had an idea a couple of years ago, but I just never moved on it. I just never did anything because I'm like, what do I need to have these? What do I need to do this for, So when it happened, she was the first one to say, "Where's that idea? Where's that what you wanted to do? That killer instinct? Go do it." So then I dug it out of the drawer and put this thing together. So I have a podcast here on Mondays with Ray Catena. And Ray Catena, look, I'm not just saying it, but they really have been such an incredible partner of mine. I was their endorser for so many years through iHeart. So when I went to them, "Hey, do you want to do this?" They immediately said yes. Within 20 minutes, we had this whole thing set.
That's
They're
awesome.
like, "We're going to do logos for you. We want to do a backdrop. We want you at all of our locations." So then when they even came to me a couple of weeks ago and said, "Let's do a summer tour," I was like,
"Of course, yes."
So nothing else can be said other than amazing things about Ray Catena.
This place is beautiful here too.
This is their Freehold spot. I think I was told that next week we're going to be in Bridgewater, New Jersey. They've got so many different dealerships, so that's a lot of fun. So Ray Catena was number one, and then East Brunswick came on, my old hometown, and the mayor of East Brunswick was like, "Would you want to podcast and work here?" So I started working in East Brunswick.
Wow.
Podcasting with them, and then all of a sudden I started building more and more podcasts. We brought back the Uncle Ted Shed, and then Jamie, who owns Eat Clean Bro, he had the same idea, so we got together to do the Bro Show. So we do the Bro Show on Thursdays. So I'm just trying to kind of build a media company.
So let me ask you, if a radio station called you tomorrow, would you go back into radio? Because I would not do it. I would not go back in the radio. Radio has changed so much for me.
Yeah.
Looking back at it, it's all about the websites and social media.
Social media is a
and
big deal.
I got into radio because I was a radio geek. When I was young, I was always listening to the radio. I wanted to see what the guy on the radio looked like, you know?
Yeah, right,
I wanted to be that guy on the radio. I wanted to drive the radio station van.
I grew up listening to Elvis Duran. I couldn't believe when I first met Elvis, and I'm like, that's the guy I grew up listening to?
Exactly.
Because there was no social media at the time.
Right.
Now you're right. With social media, there's no way of hiding it. You got to actually go through all the jackass stunts we did.
Yep.
Now they want to see us do all these things. You can't create sound effects to make things happen.
Right.
Oh my God.
But that's why I
Diego.
would never go back into radio. Like, not that I have a job now. I've been there for 14 years. I'm happy where I'm at, you know.
for you.
I would never go back into radio. Somebody
Right.
could offer me tons of money. I'm like,
Yeah.
what for? I'm going to work there 2-3 years and then guess what? Get fired again and I'm screwed again? Nah, I'm good, you know.
Yeah.
And once again, it's all about social media. Radio's changed so much. I know you would probably go back into it. If somebody hired you in New York City, you would do it. But you're a good spot because you can do your podcast and you can do everything else. And you would be great back on the radio. Somebody needs to hire you.
I think the reason why I would consider going back is because I have so much unfinished business. You know, like it wasn't supposed to happen this way. You know, this wasn't, believe me, I can't get into it, you know. Only those that made this happen know what I'm talking about. Like there were other things going on. Like it was so far-fetched. When they called to say the show was canceled, there was a complete out-of-body experience because that's not what was going on behind the scenes, you know? So it was just a really weird situation. So I feel like I've got so much, you know, unfulfilled business still yet to do, you know? That's
Somebody needs to hire you. Somebody hire this guy. Somebody needs to hire this guy, you know?
I would love that. That would be great.
And by the way, you know, I worked with Elvis Duran before you did.
Yes, no, you did.
Because he was my program director at
and
Q102
he was in
in
Philadelphia. That's right.
I was his phone up.
Wow,
and when he left, dude, I remember crying. I was so, oh my God, Elvis Duran's leaving, you know?
You know, so Elvis and I have had many conversations during this whole thing, and I too, I've cried my eyes out on his shoulders. It's been tough. He definitely has been there for me because I mean, he raised me. He was right. If not for him, I wouldn't be Greg T today.
Right.
So he literally raised me from nothing. So he's been the only one that can really, you know, kind of talk to and be there for me, and it's been a tough road.
He's a great jock, dude.
He's great,
He's a great morning guy, that guy.
I can't believe you came from Philly, though.
Yeah,
and you brought Gino's Cheesesteaks and old school stuff. This is incredible. I love it. All right, so this is what we have to do. So what we do is from time to time on the podcast, we have it stop down. And then
where to go?
So where to go? Where to go? So part of my multimedia business that I'm building is my clients. So I have clients that have bought airtime on the podcast and on all the other podcasts as well. And I go and I do digital videos as well. And it's called Where to Go. So what I do is from time to time, I stop down during my podcast to pay homage to my clients. So now is that one time
to pay the bills.
Got to pay the bills. Got to pay the bills. All right. So we are about to bring up one of the most famous gamers on YouTube. He's got 2.57 million followers on YouTube. And he has decided to be a part of today's show. So he'll be here in just a second. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a short break. Diego and myself will be back right after this. This is Where to Go.
Now, if you don't know, Playa Bowls is the popular chain specializing in acai bowls, smoothies, and other superfruit-based treats. Now, Playa Bowls got started back in 2014 right at the Jersey Shore and has grown all across the U.S. They have bowls like acai, dragon fruit, coconut greens, topped with fresh fruit, granola, little honey, and other healthy ingredients. So as summer approaches, get beach-inspired, health-conscious smoothie bowls over at Playa Bowls in Princeton, South Brunswick, and East Windsor, New Jersey. Playa Bowls, that's where to go.
Where to go?
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Greg T. And today, I'm going to get a little personal. I'm going to talk to you about something that's about to change in my life. So I'm starting my GLP-1 medication journey with Forward Care. And they're going to help me take back control of my life, my body, and I'm going to do some bike riding. They work with only U.S.-based compound pharmacies. They manufacture everything in the United States. Everything is specifically curated for you and your plan. And they also pair you with an experienced physician local to you. So Forward Care makes these medications not only super easy to access, but also offers the best prices on the market across the board. So if any of this resonates with you, I encourage you to go to Forward Care's website to learn more and join me on my health journey. We'll do it together. To save on your GLP-1 medication, just go to forward.care and enter the code GREG25 and you're going to get 25% off your membership.
Where to go?
If you're craving that real Nashville flavor, well, you want to go over to Broadway Chicken in Middletown, New Jersey, where they are serving up the crispiest fried chicken that you've ever tasted, seasoned with that bold, spicy Nashville kick. Dig into saucy wings, juicy sandwiches, and a garden fresh salad as well. Then for dessert, how about a thick, creamy ice cream shake that's going to hit that sweet spot every single time. Whether you're all about that heat or just keeping it classic, there's something for everyone at Broadway Chicken, Route 35 in Middletown, New Jersey. Bringing that Nashville flavor right here to New Jersey with Broadway Chicken. That's where to go.
Where to go?
All right, as they say in showbiz, as we always say, and we're back. I'm Greg T, Live. This is my buddy Diego. Diego's in from Philly, from Q102 in Philadelphia, and I'm so glad that he made the trip on up here on a crappy day here, no less. I'm sorry about the rain. I wish I can talk to Mother Nature. I'll try to do it for
It's all good.
Next visit, I'll try to talk to Mother Nature and make it a nice and sunny day. Anyway, guys, so we've been teasing about this. You know, there is so much going on in gaming, and I say gaming because the gaming world has changed. As Diego and I first started, we were talking about, you know,
Atari, yeah.
Nintendo, ColecoVision. I mean, these were some of the crazy games that we grew up playing. You know, Space Invaders, the
Pac-Man. Come on, man.
Do you
Miss
remember
Pac-Man?
Do you remember Q*bert? Do you remember the game Q*bert and Pitfall?
No.
Oh my, even those games. I mean, games.
Space Invaders. I remember Space Invaders.
Of course.
Yeah.
So gaming has completely changed now, and now kids sit there in their basements and they are just, you know, streaming like crazy to the point where now there's actual competitions. There's real teams. I think they're even talking about bringing gaming to the Olympics one day. I mean, this is how far gaming has got.
And these kids are making millions of dollars.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah, you know, we got to get to the bottom of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this guy has got 2.5 million followers on YouTube. He goes by the name of Avxry. Avxry, thank you very much for being a part of the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So, Avxry, I mean, we've got these questions. Are people making millions of dollars gaming?
Yes. And
They are.
When I started, I was a kid in a basement on the way to school listening to you on the radio.
Oh,
believe
gee,
it or not.
thanks.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
jeez.
this is an honor.
Wow, thank you very much, Avxry.
But yeah, went from playing in a basement, like you said, and then a few years later, it became it was a hobby and then a profession.
But that's untrue. Like, how can that be? So you start out with 0 followers, and all of a sudden one day you got 2.5 million?
Yep.
What? Dude, I can barely get 1,000 subscribers. I mean, this is really, I don't understand. I'm not.
Start playing video games, man.
Right, it doesn't make
You know?
any sense. How does that happen? How do you go from 0 to 2.5 million?
It was a ride. It was a ride. I was in high school just uploading videos, wanted to get my personal self out there along with teaching others how to do things, and just stuck with it for a few years. At the end of high school, went to college, didn't know what I wanted to do, jumped to real estate, did 5 classes. My professor told me to leave.
What?
In the nicest way possible. He said, "You're doing well," and he was just like, he's like, "College will always be here. You're making somewhat of a living right now." And ever since then, things just went crazy. I was able to put all my time and effort into it. Built up from like 10,000 subscribers, took some time off. I was at like 200,000, joined some communities, and kind of just like how I was listening to you, and now I'm talking to you. There's some big creators that I like was just fascinated with watching. I was doing my college work, and then all of a sudden, I'm at their weddings. Wow. Like, it's just bizarre how it works.
So my question is, how old were you when you started?
Oh.
And what were you playing? Because you, what games were you playing?
Well, my mom was very strict, so I wasn't allowed to play rated M games for mature. I was probably like 12 years old playing Call of Duty, and yeah, she did not like me doing that. So I went to the basement, started grinding it, uploading videos. I had a little flip camera on top of books on a chair, recording my TV.
Oh my!
And I just wanted to share what I wanted to put out there, and I thought I was a youngster, just enjoying what I did.
Because when my son was 12 years old, I bought him Guitar Hero.
Yep.
And he brought that home, and I watched him play the guitar, and I was like, oh, my God, he's like the next Eddie Van Halen. Yeah. I'm like, this kid's going to be a millionaire. I can't wait. But then I realized all his friends were the same thing. They were all really good playing Guitar Hero. That was the big deal.
Is everybody making money no matter what game it is? Like, can somebody be a gamer making money playing Guitar Hero?
Yeah, there's some people that are extremely good. Like you said, everyone's the same. There's always people that are better.
Really?
Right.
Always going to be people that are more unique and better. And if they find that as their niche, they're going to upload it. They're literally going to be like, all right, I'm going to upload this. And a bunch of, like, even me, I see some Guitar Hero clips. I'm like, this is amazing. I'm like, how is this guy doing this?
Yeah.
Because anything can be something where someone can get a platform for.
So do you get an agent? Like, take me through those stages. So okay, like for instance, let's go back. Let's go back to when Avxry's a kid. What's your first game that you know introduced your love to video gaming?
Definitely Call of Duty.
So Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So you're a normal kid. You're not a streamer yet. You just go to the store. You buy your Call of Duty. You set it all up, and now you're starting to play, and you're getting killed because you're not very good at it. But then little by little, you start to get good at it. So is that? And then take me through this.
Yeah. So I basically just started playing Call of Duty, and I wanted to be the best. I wanted to get the highest rank. And back then, you used to admire people that were better than you, and you took notes from these people.
Yeah.
And when I learned something that most people didn't know, I'd upload it. And then uploading that would get me more people to watch that video. And it was super impressive because I was just like, oh, I could keep doing this and keep doing this. So started just playing Call of Duty and then joined the side niche of Call of Duty Zombies. We did Easter eggs for charity, one of the biggest like charity events for a bunch of YouTubers, 12 YouTubers on one team or in one tournament for this team. We just raised a bunch of money for the charity, and it was amazing.
When does somebody get an agent? Is that how it goes? How do you start to make money in gaming?
Yes. So basically, when I started to really get into it, where it wasn't just a hobby, it became a business, right? Like you had brand deals and all these sponsors coming to you.
Yeah, but you don't just get them overnight.
No. So once you start pulling in numbers, these advertisers will see it, and I joined one of the biggest organizations, and this is where I had to like get a talent attorney. So I joined FaZe Clan during the Fortnite era. And I watched them growing up playing Call of Duty as a kid because they used to do Call of Duty stuff, and then they went to more content, and now they're more in real life content. But joining them was really awesome. Brought me a bunch of brand deal opportunities with like Walmart, Universal Pictures, whatever. And when you really need to get a talent is when like YouTube came to me with an exclusivity contract. I was locked in to stream on them exclusively for 2 years and then another year or so. That's when you need to get a talent attorney, an agent for negotiations. And the talent attorney was probably my life savior because a lot of these young kids got taken advantage of, not from any companies that I just named, but from, companies reaching out and just people just trying to get the best bang for their buck, basically. Like one big known one was these youngsters were making a bunch of money streaming, and they ended up signing a contract where they gave away 80% of their revenue, allegedly.
No way.
Wow.
So that was a big little thing in our era, but I think it was a good lesson for like people my age. We were like early 20s, very early 20s. Starting to come into money, starting to talk to these companies and businesses. It was so it was very good. But
so is it endless out there? Is there endless opportunities for gamers?
100%.
Really?
Right now, literally. Streaming wise, I'm allowed to stream on any platform, which opens up multiple streams of revenue for me. Rather than just the one that I had for those few years. Everything is now accessible to these young kids, like 18, 19-year-old developing things with like Fortnite added UEFN, Roblox has a new they can develop games on there, and they're generating tons and tons of money if they bring traffic to that game. And it's insane to see where gaming has come from me just playing in my basement, being like I'm a consumer and then uploading videos. It's definitely gotten super just intriguing because now I'm like, oh, I could go play video games or I could go develop a game within the game that I love.
Wow.
Have you started to, or is that your next platform? Are you going to start developing your own type of a game?
Yep. So I'm comfortable where I've took on 2 employees for my channel, myself, my brand. And now I'm deciding to create another company for this game itself. So I need to hire like developers, UI people, and just the ideas and everything. So I'm very excited about that because one, it's my bread and butter,
right?
And 2, it's going to be really, really cool to have my fan base and other people to partake in something that I created.
Gotcha.
So now, on the average, how many hours do you play the video games?
So
like today, did you play it all today or no?
No, today's my day off, which is why it was perfect for me.
So
I'm so glad he asked that because I was wondering too, like, do you practice? Like, what's a schedule like for a gamer?
So for someone like myself that does content creation, and you touch base on the competitive, we'll talk about that in a second, but content creation, you can either just upload videos and plan a schedule for that, or I like to stream at 7:15 a.m. all the way to 11 or 12 p.m. So it's only 4 to 5 hour stream day, but then I have to do other content on the side if I really want to. But I think 4 or 5 hours is perfect. You don't want to give your fan base too much of you.
Too much, yes.
They'll get sick of you.
Yeah,
So I like to do the little short spurts, and then yeah. But I take a day or two off a week. It's not a bad schedule. I used to never take a day off. I had never understood what that meant.
Do your thumbs, your fingers hurt, your knuckles?
No,
It's gotta be. It's gotta be difficult.
That's funny.
I believe it or not, it doesn't. I do
Like,
roll
you
out
go
my
to-
wrist.
You don't go to physical therapy for like your wrist. You have to. After playing every day.
If I played on controller, maybe, but I play on keyboard and mouse,
Yeah.
so I just sit here all day. I roll out the wrists. I work out. I do like, I'm active, so
Yeah.
I try not to get a little stuck.
Damn, man. Damn.
It's a
I can't
different
believe it.
world out there. It really is, man.
Yeah, I
Like
hear
a
that.
video game, it's totally different.
And tell us about what's going on with gaming, with teams and competitions. So how did it get to that level, and what should we expect, or what are we not knowing about that? Tell me about that.
So the competitive scene for video games is phenomenal as
Yeah.
well. Like the crowds, they get stadiums. If it's a big game, it just starts
Stadiums.
Yeah.
stadiums,
Yep.
arenas, and they have the main floor where they're playing, and it gets very heated. You have some characters, whatever. You have the full fans. They have the posters. So like going to a WWE event or something like that. It's really, really awesome to see where it's gone, and it's been like that it started with third-party websites like Game Battles, MLG, and now Call of Duty is like, oh, we have our COD League, and they're like, we're going to do this huge event where teams have their franchises, and there's like minor leagues as well. It's really becoming such like a mainstream type of thing.
It is that intricate where there's actual minor league teams?
I learned this the other day. I was shocked.
What?
I was like, that's really cool to see.
I cannot believe it's so. It's so weird to know that there's this other world out there that I have no idea anything that's even happening about it. Like, I mean, there's another world. All these people are doing these things. I mean, there's probably gamers all around me. I've never even recognized one of them. I don't know who they are.
We don't go outside much, but yeah, there's definitely some people around you.
Now, do you have groupies or what, man?
I've
Do you have
been
people
out.
follow you around and stuff?
No,
like
no,
that?
right.
not following me around, but I
Yeah.
have been noticed in public a lot, and even in different states, because my prime of Fortnite was insane. Like anywhere I went, there was normally someone, a kid, that would just be like running up to me, or even at a bar, someone would be wearing like a FaZe hoodie, and they're like FaZe Avxry, and they like throw up the FaZe symbol, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forget sometimes when I'm local that I have an online persona. 'Cause
Right,
I'm like,
right.
oh, did we go to school together? I'm like, just brain's not working.
Who is the king of gaming like right now? Like, I mean, so, and I'm not saying that you're not. I mean, but I don't know about this stuff. I have no idea. Like, Howard Stern is to radio as blah 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 is to gaming. So who is that guy of gaming?
Oof, gaming's tough, but the king of like YouTube, I mean, Mr. Beast kills
Mr.
it.
Beast, I've
Mr.
heard
Beast,
that
yeah.
name.
Yeah.
He started his side companies, the Feastables. He's got the Amazon deal where he had basically uploaded his own video where they put up a prize money for him and stuff. Super awesome to see. Kai Cenat, stream-wise, he's just a household name now.
Oh, yeah.
He's a very, very big person. But gaming, I really can't tell. Is like everyone fluctuates. Everyone has their own different niche and whatnot, and they're just huge names in it. But gaming is like tough to be like, who is the king of all gaming? Oof, I don't know. That is definitely a tough one. I don't want to get people mad saying the name.
Well, what did the movie Minecraft do for the actual video game? I mean, I'm sure, like, we all know that the movie took place because of the video game, but what does something like that do for the actual, how does it go back to the video game? What did the video game become after the movie came out?
Well, Minecraft, one of the biggest games ever, and easily accessible to any platform. But it was already a huge game, and a lot of people ripped on it, I believe, when they first saw the trailer. But it did numbers in the box office, and it did just phenomenal. And then the memes that came from it. So if anything, it helped it grow. Because all I hear is kids saying these terms and stuff, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But it's from the Minecraft movie. But then you have ones like Borderlands. They did a Borderlands movie. I didn't hear much good stuff from that, but I love the franchise. So the movies can be a hit or miss for it, really.
What's to look forward to for Fortnite and Call of Duty and some of those combat games?
I mean, Call of Duty just always has their competitive stuff. New title every year. Black Ops 7's coming out, which is a lot of people excited about. Fortnite, basically just the developing games. They're just trying to become a competitor to Roblox and just a one-stop shop, bring developers there, and they pay very well. They're nice people.
So I'm not going to ask you how much money you're making, but I know he's making good money because he bought his car from here.
What car are you driving?
We can't afford to buy a car here.
Not anymore.
He bought a car here.
What's your car? What's your
I
car
saw
choice?
the video. You have a car. I saw pictures of some car you have.
I've had quite a few from here. Right now I drive a 2020 E63S. It's probably my fastest car I've had. I've had a CLS 53, a GT 63, a Range Rover Supercharged, Porsche Cayenne.
I got a Honda.
Listen, my favorite car was a Volvo S80 2002, my first one. So it's good, but yeah, the content creation of the years, I was very fortunate enough to get these, like I said, the exclusivity deals with YouTube and whatnot, and these brand deals and whatnot. Because originally it was whatever you put out is what you get back, and you were only like everything is on you. But I got a little comfortability with YouTube giving me like these 3-year deals and whatnot, where basically they just give me a lump sum to keep doing what I'm doing.
Wow.
So I got really fortunate with all that.
Wow, man, wow. All right, so where are you now? So you touched on it, that you are starting to now build out your own game. So where are you in that process right
Literally at the very beginning.
Okay,
I just started allocating, like, the money where I need to go, and I'm very, like, the LLC is ready to go. So I'm super excited because it's something I've been thinking about for a while,
right?
But I'm finally executing it, and I think that's that is, like, where I'm like, okay, I'm excited. I get a little fire back in me.
That's
like,
Yeah,
awesome.
I guess because if you're wild, after you're sitting there playing the game over and over again, it's got to get a little bit monotonous, like not where you get tired of playing the game, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Like the burnout is real for a lot of creators.
I would imagine.
And especially if you stop enjoying what you like. For a little bit, I was like, I'm not really having fun with this, so we did something else.
Right.
But yeah, definitely the burnout's real, and that's when I was like, I'm comfortable with what I'm doing, but I want to do more, and that's where this game development stuff within Fortnite has really kicked off.
That's cool,
So,
man. That's
yeah,
cool.
Gives me the opportunity.
I think, listen, dude, I'm really impressed with you, and I don't know anything about this world, so and I'm sure there's questions that I'm not even asking you that probably people are like, ask about this, ask about that. I'm like, I don't even know. I wish I did. But pretty incredible. We've come so far from like Diego and I were saying, Space Invaders and Pac-Man. I mean, is there anybody streaming those games?
I don't think so.
No,
there are tournaments for it though. They
sell.
We should join,
You
man.
guys should join them.
We would
make some
rock
money.
Pac-Man, man. We'd rock Pac-Man these days. Come on now. We would definitely. All right, this is very cool. I do want to say thank you very much for being a part of Greg T Live today. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you having me.
I'm sure this has got to be low on your.
No.
Yeah,
I was super excited when I heard Greg T. I was like, this is awesome because I'm like I listened to him growing up, so I was like, this is
That's awesome.
Well, thanks, bro. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here.
That makes you feel good, right?
It does a little bit. I feel, it picks me up. I'm having a bad day. Now it feels good.
Yes.
People like me. Yeah. It's nice. All right, guys. We are still live from Ray Catena and Freehold on Route 9, right inside their Mercedes-Benz showroom. Come on down. Grab yourselves a car. I know Garrett and I have been talking about this. We are begging for somebody to come in and buy a car. Tell them you listen to Greg T Live and that you want to buy a brand new Mercedes from Ray Catena, Mercedes-Benz, at any of their dealerships. But if you want to get one today, right here at Freehold, we were not going to say no about that. The doors are wide open. All right, we got to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the general manager of Freehold store right here, and of the Mercedes-Benz in Freehold. This is where to go. They're the best around, and we're going to prove it.
Hi, I'm Chris Baker Jr. This is my mom, Carol Baker. Our family owns CNC Air, Heat, Plumbing, and Electric. We offer to your home full electric services, plumbing, and heating and air conditioning, also for your businesses. And this is where to go.
I'm Eddie from CNC, and I'm going to bend it up and make a drain pan to sit underneath the unit so water doesn't come through your ceiling.
You just pick it up and say,
hello, and thank you for choosing CNC Air, Heat, and Plumbing.
Put 2 new boilers in, all new circulator pumps for the radiant heat, mixing valves.
If you need anybody for heating and air conditioning, electric, then you want to hire CNC Heating Air Conditioning. You never know, I may be showing up to your house.
Lunar Audio and Video. They are a full-service audio and video integration company based in northern New Jersey, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. They offer a comprehensive range of services including home automation, video distribution, multi-room audio, lighting, security systems. Now for commercial clients, Lunar Audio and Video provides digital signage, video walls, projectors, and security installations. And then on the residential commercial side of things, they offer their clients home theaters, home audio systems, and advanced security systems as well. LunarAV.com. Lunar Audio and Video, that's where to go. Well, thanks to Greg T, Red Tomato Urban Pizzeria is stuck in my head. What color is the tomato? Red Tomato. Red Tomato has been serving Marlborough, Colts Neck, and Manalapan communities with your favorite Italian dishes and delicious pizza for years. And Red Tomato offers gluten-free options and cauliflower crust personal pizzas. Red Tomato is in the Wawa Shopping Center on Route 520, and you can go ahead and order ahead of time at redtomatonj.com. What color is the tomato? Red Tomato. That's where to go.
Where to go?
All right, guys, and on this Monday morning in June, it certainly doesn't feel like June here in New Jersey. I don't know where you guys are watching us, but wherever you guys are, hopefully you guys have got a lot better weather than we do here in Freehold, New Jersey. We're doing Greg T live on location on our summer tour, and today's stop is in Freehold, New Jersey on Route 9 at Ray Catena Mercedes-Benz. I'm Greg T. This is Diego, formerly of Q102. Is that right when I say formerly of?
People say that all the
Right?
time, dude.
I hate the name formerly.
Yeah.
It's just, formerly. I already had somebody say, hey, can I introduce you as formerly of the Elvis Duran show? And I'm like, oh, God, it hurts.
It hurts, yes.
Oh, it
Yep,
hurts.
yep.
Formerly of. Anyway, here's who's not formerly of. This is the general manager of Ray Catena in Freehold, New Jersey. It is Leigh Farrell. Leigh, thank you much for being with us today.
How are you? Nice to be here.
It is. It's been a long road because you're the first person, the first face I met when I bought my first Mercedes-Benz.
Hence, that's why I am formerly of. I'm formerly of Edison.
Of Edison, formerly. So everybody's a formerly today.
Yeah.
Formerly of Edison. How's things going here at Freehold?
Things are great. We're celebrating our 10th year. I can't
great.
even believe it. Yeah, we bought the store at the Mr. Catena bought the store at the end of December 2015. So it's been a long road.
Nice.
Yeah, I remember listening to his podcast, your podcast, the very first day.
Yeah.
And he was talking about who he saw when he walked in. And I'm like, that was me. That was me. Say my name.
Listen, and it was, I remember walking in. You're the first person to be like, I know that guy. It's Greg T. And I'm like, and then we became friends ever since.
Yeah.
And then I remember even buying a car here at Freehold as well. And, Ray Catena, the whole entire family has always been good to me. It's a great car. It really is. Now, how long have you been, tell me how you got from where you were to where you are now as the general manager of this Freehold location?
I clawed my way up.
You did?
No, I'm kidding.
No,
No,
it's a tough climb, though.
I started working for the company. I was newly divorced.
Okay.
In 1990, Ray's daughter Sandy hired me. I'm sure you've met RJ and Jimmy, right?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
So Sandy hired me. It was a slew of candidates back in the day, but I'll never forget. I started at Infinity, and I'll never forget walking into that luxurious showroom and walking on that carpet that I've never walked on in my life. Yeah. And so it's been a crazy road, just working in the accounting office and answering phones and inventory and really assisting managers. And there was even a magazine that we did years ago called Generations that Jimmy said, here, I want you to do this. And Jim Buchanan, I want you to do this. And you have to get all the advertising, make stories about our customers.
Yeah.
So, and oddly, that's kind of like the Garmani magazine started after that. So Jim was a little bit of a pioneer with getting our name out there and and we named it Generations, which I feel is so that's what it says about our company.
Yeah.
Not only the customers,
Sure,
but also the people that work here. We have families that work here too.
Yeah, no, your son is working here, no?
Actually, both of my sons. It's bring your kid to work day every day. Yes.
Well,
yes.
How's that go?
You know what? We were all together in Edison back in the day anyway.
Okay.
Even my daughters, high school and college, they worked answering the phones too. But it works out great. We were all together, and then John came here 10 years ago selling cars.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had someone retire earlier in the year, and Mr. Catena promoted Tim. It was funny. I was pitching somebody else, and he said, I want to promote Tim. I said, Tim who?
That's great.
So, yeah. But it's been great. He brought, a new energy. He's working for Doug.
Yeah. Listen,
so.
What can possibly, you can't say anything bad about it. The way Ray Catena runs the business, all the figureheads that are at every single one of their locations, and you're right, it's generational. And the way that they, handle their own customers. As a customer, you want your kids to come in and purchase a car, or your wife, or your parents, or whatever. You want to keep it in the family because it is so great. It's a great, a great family to be a part of.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I'm a lucky girl. Yeah.
Now, what do you guys got going on this summer here in Freehold?
This summer, well, right now it's all about the EQBs.
Okay.
We we have some ex-loaners that we have priced like crazy special.
Yeah.
Like crazy specials. I mean, I could say it, like $3,500 out of pocket. You're at a car for $300 a month.
Wow.
And they're $60,000 cars, all electric. You're not spending any money on fuel.
Wow.
So, but that's the big thing right now. And then we're really excited because we have a lot of 25 inventory, not only our store, but our other 2 Mercedes-Benz stores, Edison and Union. And luckily for us, the factory has, tariff protected model year 25.
Yeah, how tough is it to sell a car right now, with the tariffs?
Well, I think it depends on what brand you're with, but we're lucky. We're lucky that Mercedes-Benz right now has not passed that tariff off onto the customer or the dealership. So right now, what you see is what you get.
I think that you're right. I think Ray Catena's got such a solid name in the business that sometimes it doesn't even affect a big company like Ray Catena, because people still want to come in and buy quality.
Exactly. It's about working with a legend and having all of us know what it's like to give the best service.
Yeah.
And, to work with the customer. Like when people come in, like I'm not hidden behind
No.
a wall or
No, none of you are.
Like we're right out there and we see everything going on. And, we see like, customer come in that we know. We're like, hey, what's going on? Like Avxry, who we just had here? Oh my gosh. And he left. You're going to be so upset.
Tell me.
But you did a great review on Broadway Hot Honey Chicken in Middletown.
Yeah.
Sean Caggiano.
Oh my God,
His
so good.
father was just downstairs. And I'm like, Buster, you can't leave. Great
Wait, today?
Just now.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Oh man! So what she's referring to is a new chicken store opened up, and it has become like wildfire. Like everybody's eating it. Broadway Chicken.
Okay.
Broadway Hot Honey Chicken.
Hot Honey. That's right. The referring right.
Yeah.
Hot Honey Chicken, and there's something in it. It's so you're addicted to it. It is so incredible. I don't know what it is, but the lines go down the street to get in there to try to go get it. But it is such a hot thing right now. Like everybody really wants that chicken. So yeah, they became a client of mine. Maybe about a month ago, and I was there for their grand opening, and I met Sean. Sean's a great guy, but that's so funny. What a small world that now.
His dad was just downstairs. I'm like, Buster, you can't leave.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
What a small world.
He'll be back.
Wow.
He'll be back.
See, everybody wants a Ray Catena Mercedes-Benz. It is what it is, yeah. But have you had their chicken?
I haven't. You know why?
Leigh.
Celiac. We have to get them to make a gluten-free option.
Oh, gotcha, gluten-free.
Yeah.
That's right. I understand. I get you.
Yeah.
Because that food is just, it's out of sight. It is so good. Well, listen, Leigh, I'm glad that you took the time out of your day just to be a part of our podcast today. And it's such an honor to know where you started and where you climbed the ladder to where you are today. I mean, honestly, you're an epitome of what you can do here at Ray Catena. Start at the bottom and work your way on up. You're an amazing person.
The car business is not just for guys.
I will. I was going to get into that because in this male-dominated, industry, there is this one strong woman that has, climbed and she's on top with everybody else now. It's incredible. That's a lot of. There's a lot.
Right, we don't have to say that I'm on top of everybody else. That's
Okay.
not good.
On that note, all right, I should have said that.
You
Leigh,
know what I wanted to ask you?
Ask me anything you want.
How was the prom-barbecue?
Oh my God, the prom. So my daughter just went to the prom. You know they're doing
You
today?
were like pushing for the date to give him a barbecue, remember?
Well, I thought it would be great for the kid to be, have a little barbecue for myself, maybe bring a cigar over, say hello. But the kid was a good kid, and we had a good time, and his whole family's great. I was just, messing around, though. But it's so weird what these kids do for proms now.
Oh,
please. The whole thing is
prom
bizarre.
before the prom.
Yes.
Oh, my God, the prom before the prom. Some girls get 2 or 3 dresses, one to take pictures in, one to go to the prom, one to go to a party with. I mean, it's gone completely nuts now, the prom. It is not like how you and I went to the prom back in the day.
No, definitely
all.
not.
No,
we probably were at proms together back in the day.
Please. I don't want to age myself any more than I have to.
The whole prom proposal. Don't they have that too?
They
going
do have
on?
a prom
Which is
proposal.
huge, yeah.
My daughter did not get prom proposal too,
yeah.
but there are a lot of kids that do the prom proposal thing. It is a big deal. They really do. They go all out for this. I mean, they have a whole entire wedding. It looks like a wedding. It almost feels like a wedding,
Yep.
Right,
And
right.
Even going to college today. Like this weekend, we did what's called the bed party.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know
the
what
bed
those
party.
things are?
The whole decoration, the cookies, the
Yes.
balloons, the friends.
Yeah, what is
invited
that
over.
about? Because I saw you post something.
So my daughter got into Alabama. So this
Oh,
weekend,
that's great! Congratulations, Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. We had that until she walks around the house and Roll Tide. I'm like, you don't even know what you're talking about, Roll Tide. You have no clue. But yeah, so now they do these things. It's almost like a bachelorette. Like if you're having like a party with your girlfriends.
Yeah.
Like somebody comes over, like a wedding shower.
Right.
They bring over gifts and stuff. You decorate the room.
Crazy.
It is really gone nuts. It is crazy. It is.
I was lucky enough to meet that Nick Saban last year in Germany.
Oh, you did?
You know, because he's the
Yeah, of course.
Mercedes-Benz owner now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
See,
he was lovely.
all the big names. Everybody's buying Mercedes. Well,
All right.
Leigh, thank you so much for being a part of today's
Thanks
show.
for having me.
I appreciate
Thanks for
it.
having
I
me.
appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, guys, we're going to take a last and final where to go break. And when we get back, we're going to jump in some of these Gino cheesesteaks. We've got to try them. Philadelphia's very own Gino's cheesesteaks. We're going to eat them live right here at Greg T Live. We'll be right back. This is Where to Go.
Now, if you don't know, Playa Bowls is the popular chain specializing in acai bowls, smoothies, and other superfruit-based treats. Now, Playa Bowls got started back in 2014 right at the Jersey Shore and has grown all across the U.S. They have bowls like acai, dragon fruit, coconut greens, topped with fresh fruit, granola, little honey, and other healthy ingredients. So as summer approaches, get beach-inspired, health-conscious smoothie bowls over at Playa Bowls in Princeton, South Brunswick, and East Windsor, New Jersey. Playa Bowls, that's where to go.
Where to go?
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Greg T. And today, I'm going to get a little personal. I'm going to talk to you about something that's about to change in my life. So I'm starting my GLP-1 medication journey with Forward Care. And they're going to help me take back control of my life, my body, and I'm going to do some bike riding. They work with only U.S.-based compound pharmacies. They manufacture everything in the United States. Everything is specifically curated for you and your plan. And they also pair you with an experienced physician local to you. So Forward Care makes these medications not only super easy to access, but also offers the best prices on the market across the board. So if any of this resonates with you, I encourage you to go to Forward Care's website to learn more and join me on my health journey. We'll do it together. To save on your GLP-1 medication, just go to forward.care and enter the code GREG25 and you're going to get 25% off your membership.
Where to go?
If you're craving that real Nashville flavor, well, you want to go over to Broadway Chicken in Middletown, New Jersey, where they are serving up the crispiest fried chicken that you've ever tasted, seasoned with that bold, spicy Nashville kick. Dig into saucy wings, juicy sandwiches, and a garden fresh salad as well. Then for dessert, how about a thick, creamy ice cream shake that's going to hit that sweet spot every single time. Whether you're all about that heat or just keeping it classic, there's something for everyone at Broadway Chicken, Route 35 in Middletown, New Jersey. Bringing that Nashville flavor right here to New Jersey with Broadway Chicken. That's where to go.
Where to go?
All right, and for the finishing touches, the cherry on top of Greg T Live today, live from Freehold, New Jersey on Route 9 at Ray Catena Mercedes-Benz. I mean, what else can be said? What a great show where we've been having, and we're about to close things out, but before we do, my buddy Diego comes all the way from Philly, and he brings in Gino's iconic cheesesteaks.
They're the best, dude. They're the best. Gino's is the best in Philly.
I've been salivating. I've been smelling them. They've been sitting here behind our table the whole morning now, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to eat these things. Oh my gosh.
Have you ever been to Gino's or Pat's?
Oh, you can absolutely. I did.
Okay.
So here's my one story. So the one time that the morning show, Elvis Duran sends me down early in the morning, right? Out of nowhere, he just goes, you know what? I really want a cheesesteak today. He's like, T, get in the truck and drive. So I drive down to Philly, and I have to get back. So I have to get back before the show ends at 10 o'clock. So I got to hustle, man. So I'm hustling down 95. I get down there. The truck breaks down.
Oh, no.
No joke. It was almost like, you couldn't make this stuff up. So the truck breaks down right in front of Gino's as I'm waiting to get the cheesesteaks. So now there's no way of getting the cheesesteaks back to New York City. And I don't know where I'm at. I don't know where I'm going. And there's nobody there like that I can call to say, hey, can you give me a lift? But out of nowhere, and this is going back ages, so I don't even know the name of the place, but there was a guy that was going there that morning to get himself a cheesesteak, and I saw him driving a tow truck. So I happened to say to him, I said, hey, you know, are you a local? Like, do you work around here? And he goes, we do. I work down the street, whatever, at the fix-it shop. Like, I mean, everything just came together for me. And I'm thinking, I said, listen, I'm from New York. The truck just broke down. They left me here. They're not coming to get me. Can you help me out? And he says, sure. He towed the truck to his dealership, to his fix-it shop, and then he fixed it that day. I didn't get back until 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but he did take care of it. And I thought, you know what, man? Who else would do something like that? Like, that was really, really cool, of like just a regular local Philadelphia guy stopping down. He had customers ahead of him to fix the Z100 truck, to get me back on the road with my cheesesteaks, to bring him back to the radio station.
Because normally would just break into your windows and steal some stuff out of your car, you know?
Why do they say that the Philadelphia fan is so animated that way, where they throw batteries at Santa Claus? Why?
They say the same thing about New York City, don't they?
Yeah, I get. Well, they say. I mean, I don't. Do they? I think when it comes to the fan base, I feel like Philadelphia has got this look upon themselves where, like, if you don't come there wearing an Eagles jersey, get the hell out of here, because they will attack you. In New York, I think it's said, but I think it's all phony. I think it's more true in Philadelphia.
Well, we're tough guys. That's
tough
why.
Guys,
we're tough guys. That's why.
Guys.
You know,
so you went to Gino's this morning.
Yes.
And you picked them up. Now, what do we got here? What do we got?
One without no onions, because I hate onions. I hate onions, dude.
How do you say it?
American without.
Just without?
American without.
Do you know you don't have to say like wit or whiz,
nope.
Without whiz?
I just say American without. They know American cheese, no onions.
All right, so which one is this one here?
I have no idea where we mixed them up. And one's with cheese whiz.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I can't wait. While I'm opening this up, so what you guys don't know is there is something called the running of the bulls. I'm sure you've seen it before, right? It is legit. So Diego actually did this as part of something that was on his bucket list that he wanted to do, running with the bulls.
See, something you don't know about.
Tell me about
my dad's a bullfighter. You know, my dad was a bullfighter.
Oh,
yes.
I didn't know that.
See, I was born in Colombia in South America, okay?
Okay.
So I moved here to New York City, actually. I lived in New York City for about when I was 9 years old, okay? But my dad was a bullfighter in Colombia in South America.
Right. Look at this thing. Can I get a napkin and a knife?
Yeah, good luck with that.
Oh, my God. I got to get a knife, please. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Dad, keep telling me.
Yeah, that looks good.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to jump into that. I got to eat it.
Yeah, but like I was saying, my dad was a bullfighter, you know, so it's in my blood, and I've always wanted to go to Spain, to Pamplona, Spain, for the running with the bulls. So I did it last year. It is the craziest thing I've ever done in my life. And people say, would you do it again? I would definitely go back, but I would not run because it's so dangerous.
I was just going to say, it is legit dangerous where people get hurt, get killed. I mean,
but nobody's died since 2009.
Well,
so,
that's always good.
Yes.
Since nobody's died since 2009, I guess we can always do that. Listen, I always say, you know what? We can always just, swim with the sharks. Nobody died since last year. We're good to go. So, but what's that like? What is the adrenaline? Take me through landing, knowing what you're going to take part in, and doing it.
Well, they do it July 7th to the 14th, every year, same time. July 7th to the 14th in Pamplona, Spain,
Yeah.
That's when they do it. And I'm telling you, it's the craziest thing in the world. It's a guy.
You're bringing me upstairs to talk about my son's chicken place, but you're talking about cheesesteaks.
How could I not? My buddy came from Philadelphia. How you doing? So you are Sean's father.
Yeah, I'm Sean's father.
The father of the owner of the newest chicken place, Broadway Hot Honey Chicken in Middletown, New Jersey. So I would love to invite you through.
I'm here for a reason. There you go.
Well, tell everybody hi and tell everybody about the chicken. You might as well.
Place is great. Been there a few times. Best fried chicken around. If you haven't been to Middletown, Broadway Hot and Honey, go check it out.
I mean, that's really. I mean, this is where the podcast
going
goes off the
there
rails.
yes.
You got to check it out, dude. It's the best chicken. I swear to God.
Okay.
I'm not just saying that. Like, there's like literally something in it. Matter of fact, the way that your son decided to, own one of the stores is the same thing. He went in. The way he tells me, him and his wife went in. They tried a new chicken sandwich. He tasted it. It was so delicious. He says to his wife right there and then, "I want to own one of these places," and that was the end of it.
Right, and the guy that opened up the franchise, Mike, I mean, he golfs at the Battleground with us, and we all golf together, and one thing led to another, and before I know it, it'd say, "Dad, I'm opening up a chicken place."
Can't believe it. That's really what happened. He took one bite, loved it so much, said more people have to know how good this chicken is. What's it like, a Louisiana type of chicken style, right?
Yeah, they actually sent a few people down to Tennessee.
Okay.
Just to check out and compare the
So it's a Tennessee
chicken.
brand.
I guess. I mean, they sent 2 people out. They for free. They had I guess like a lottery, and they sent 2 people out there, and we're waiting for them to come back. I don't know if they came back yet or not, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, what kind of car are you driving over here at Freehold?
Well, Leigh will tell you. I've owned a lot of different cars here, so. We're looking. I like to look, especially when the weather starts to turn nice.
Right. Yeah. Convertible, Mercedes convertible, cruise up and down Route 9.
We had a few of those too, yeah.
Well, thank you very much for being here, man. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for grabbing them and showing. No, this is what happens on Great T Live. You never know what's going to happen, and we're all over the place. This is what happened. All right, let's go back to the running with the bulls, and I apologize, man.
That's all good, man.
I mean, you never know what's going to happen. I really had
love it.
No idea. I still want to eat this damn thing. All right, go ahead. Please, go ahead.
No, it's the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. You know, I'm surprised you never did that before, man.
No,
like
bro.
As a stunt, you and I never did that. You know,
No.
I actually paid to go there. You know. So.
Oh my God, no. You know, I had a limit. I do. I have a limit of certain things. You know, I remember chickening out. They wanted me to jump out of an airplane. You ever jumped out of an airplane?
Yes, I did it twice.
You did it twice.
Yes.
Okay. So the first time that I was supposed to jump out of an airplane, I cried like a baby. I begged the pilot to land that airplane.
Oh my God.
I swear, no lie. And he actually did. He actually landed the plane. And the guy that had the parachute on his back, he's like, 157 jumps. I've never landed in an airplane. But then I went back maybe like a couple of years later, and then I actually jumped out of the airplane. I made good for it. So I get chicken a lot. I really did. I got chicken at that when we went down to Atlantis. They ever done the walking with the sharks?
No.
Yeah, dude, no
Yeah.
way. So they had me get into this getup, and you climb to the bottom of this pool, and they got all these sharks swimming around you. Like, dude, you can't talk to sharks.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
know when they're hungry, when they're not hungry. And they keep telling me, like, we fed them this morning. I'm like, no, BS, man. So all of a sudden, I get to the bottom of the pool, and this shark is swimming around, and then it made this, like, weird turn, right? So the guy had, like, a poker. So he had to poke the shark away. That's the last I had to see it. I'm like, dude,
Wow.
I got back up on that ladder, and I climbed to the top, and I'm like, I'm not walking around with the sharks. I'm not doing that. So you running with the bulls is... I can't do those kind of things. I start to panic. I start to like replay it in my mind, like what's going to happen.
So you got to do the research. I did a lot of research before I went out there,
Yeah.
but people think you're going to run the entire. It's a half a mile course, okay?
Right.
You're not going to run the entire course.
How many bulls are running?
12. Because 6 of them are going to be they're fighting bulls. The first 6 are fighting bulls. They end up in the arena and they're going to fight that night. Now the other 6 are steers, which are just following the fighting bulls. you know?
Okay.
But it's scary. It's scary, you know.
Dude.
And they do a half hour. I mean, the half a mile.
Yeah.
In 3 minutes.
Really? That's
Yep.
how fast these bulls run, and everybody's
They're moving.
Oh my God!
So you can't keep up as a runner. You can't keep up with them.
Really?
So you'll run with them in maybe 10 to 15 seconds, you know. And you
Gotcha.
pick a location. It's like you're not gonna run the entire course. It's broken down into 6 sections. So you pick a section and you go there. And the scariest thing is you're not so worried about the bulls because. Yeah, of course they can kill you.
Yeah,
you know?
they can.
But it's the other people because there's 4,000 people running at the same
So
time.
if you get knocked down and the
People
bulls
are
are coming,
pushing. Yeah, nobody
right.
cares. Nobody cares about you. They just want to survive. So
Gotcha.
that's the scariest thing. Is everybody's pushing you. Everybody's trying to get away from the bulls. So and you're tripping over people because you're looking for the bulls.
Right, of course. You don't
and
want to
then
get stabbed.
And people are running over each other. That's the scariest thing. Yep.
Bro,
Yep.
man. Now, when you were running at your running of the bulls, did anybody get hurt? You see anybody get hurt?
Oh yeah, tons of people got hurt.
Some people do
nobody
get hurt.
died. Oh yeah, big time.
Oh my
yeah.
God, bro! You don't want to do, and you're like, oh, you should go do this. No, I don't want to be one of these people that are getting hurt.
Dude, every surgeon and like the major doctors have to be there to watch what's going on.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Dude,
Yep.
I would never. So you would go back for the entertainment, but you wouldn't go back to actually run.
Yeah,
with
because
the bulls again.
I ruined my trip because I knew I was going to do that, so I
Yeah.
was so nervous the entire time.
You don't get to really enjoy the festivities that are going on.
So like the entire time before I ran, I was
Yeah.
so nervous. I had butterflies. I was just sick to my stomach.
understand that.
After it was over and I survived, I didn't die. Then I started having a good time. So I would love to go back and not run again.
Yeah, you could totally psych yourself out of doing
Yes.
so many things.
Yep.
Here's another one. I see. I'm remembering all my failures. You know that we had to do. So there was the inaugural jump. It was in Las Vegas. You know, in Las Vegas they have the sphere, and you can now jump
Yes.
off the sphere, right?
Yes.
You can like pat you. I don't know. You don't like just jump, but like you're on a line. You're on a line, but like like, you psych yourself out. Like, that line could snap at any time,
yep,
you know?
Yep.
So they flew me down there to be a part of the ribbon cutting of the inaugural jump off the sphere in Vegas. So me and a buddy fly down there. He's going to film the whole thing, and there's a time difference and everything. So 7 a.m. was 3 o'clock in the morning in Vegas. So there we are, and nobody's doing it at 3 a.m. Like, right now, it's closed down.
Right.
So they're only going to open it up for us at 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's 3 a.m. Vegas time. We get up there, and they saddle me up with all this gear I have to wear, a harness and stuff like that, and they're all getting ready to go. We're gonna do it live on the radio. So they duct tape a telephone to my head, the whole thing. Like, this is really sick. It's crazy. And now, again, remember, they flew us down to Vegas. They gave us dinner that night, a steak dinner.
And you backed out?
Bro.
Oh, my God. Oh, no.
So 3 o'clock in the morning, we get up there. They weigh us. They get our bungee and everything like that, and we're standing and we're looking out at Vegas. And it's all lit up, And I'm thinking, and they got, they have a doctor, they're medics and everything in case something goes wrong. And I start getting sick to my stomach. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And I'm psyching myself out like something's going to happen. I had such a bad anxiety attack. I couldn't do it.
Oh, man.
Elvis is on the phone, right? And he's talking to the other guy, Anthony, right? And who went with me. And and I hear him yelling, and he goes, somebody better be jumping off that sphere. It better happen. I don't care. They flew you guys to Vegas to do this. And I'm like breaking down. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So all of a sudden, Anthony's like, I have no choice. I have to go do this.
He did it?
So
oh, my God.
Out of nowhere, they go live to Anthony as he's all geared up. And I'm looking, and they open up the door, and the wind is howling from, like, I don't know how many feet up in the air you are. You're on top of the sphere in Vegas, like the tallest building in Vegas. And you hear the wind come rushing in. I'm like, I can't jump. There's no way.
Wow.
And out of nowhere, I just see Anthony going off, and I hear him, and he's going all the way down. And I'm like, I cannot do that. I can't do it.
I can't believe you backed out, man.
And they flew us all the way back home. And I felt like such a jackass, man. It was, I felt so bad that I failed. I couldn't do it.
That's funny.
Dude, there's only so many things I could do sometimes. I just got sick to my stomach, and I would psych myself out. And then, that's just the way it was, bro.
And that's the biggest problem with running with the Bulls. I was so nervous going into
now you're
it,
in Spain.
Going into it, But now I would definitely go back and just hang out and party. It's the biggest party, dude. There's about 300,000 people that live in Pamplona, Spain, okay?
Yeah.
During that week, over 1 million people show up. It's bananas. It's the biggest party I've ever been to.
I'm sure it is.
The bars don't close. It's 24/7.
Is that also the time where they do the Tomatina Festival and they throw tomatoes?
No, that's totally something
That's
different.
totally different?
Yep,
I
totally
don't
different.
know.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
dude, what do you miss about radio? Is there something that you do miss that every now and then you turn the radio on, you're like, I miss that?
You know what? It's about laughing every day because I love just being happy and laughing. Because when you do a morning show,
the camaraderie with everybody.
Yeah. When you do a morning show, you're just laughing. You're making each other laugh all the time,
Right.
So now I have a job where it's totally different than that. I'm not like walking around making people laugh all the time, you know? But when you're in the morning show, you're getting paid to make people laugh.
It's hard for me still. It's still so fresh where it's hard for me to even turn the radio on and hear other morning shows cackling and having a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I always think to myself, like, dude, I created that. I could do these things, And it's tough. It's tough to swallow. It really is. I find myself like streaming my own music because I can't listen to morning shows on the radio, banter and talk and have fun and call each other names and do. I'm like. That's what I used to do.
The one thing that I do that bothers me the most about radio that I'm not in it no more was, we used to have publicists and marketing people that would reach out to me and be like, hey, can you come out here and be a judge for this or that, whatever? And I would say yes.
Sure.
Because they would call me all the time because they wanted me to promote it on air. Those people have disappeared. They don't care no more,
Yeah,
so
how
like
fast it goes.
if I reach out to them right now and be like, hey, I want to come to this event, whatever, they're like, well, I'll see if I can get you in.
Yeah.
Because they don't need me because I'm not on the radio anymore,
I have felt that a couple of times. That the one saying that people have always said to me, like, they're like, oh, when one door closes, another one opens. I'm like, okay, bullshit.
Right.
Like something's good's gonna happen to you. You're a good guy, all right, bullshit. But the one saying that I get, and I believe it, it's you're going to know real fast who your friends are.
Oh, big time, yes.
And it is so true
Big
because
time.
when you don't have this job and you're not on the radio, it's surprising to me, which friends have left me and are no longer my friend. And I'm like, are you kidding? Like,
I used to have all these friends. They wouldn't come out, hang out at the nightclubs all the time. Want to be in the VIP room.
People call you for tickets and stuff like that. And now all of a sudden they want nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
My phone, like I tried to call a couple of people and they're like, and I'm like, really? Like, you're gonna text me? Like, you're not even calling? We're not talking anymore?
Yep.
You do lose a couple of friends, and that was hard to swallow.
Yeah, I still get phone calls. Hey, can you get tickets to Jingle Ball? I'm like,
yeah, man.
No, I can't. I can't. If I call the radio station, they're not going to give me tickets. They don't care about me anymore.
They don't care.
They
Yeah,
don't care.
that is the tough part, is to realize that some of your friends that you thought were really your friends, they're not.
But then on the other hand, you might have a couple like Cheesesteaks. I know Gino. I've known this guy forever. Okay?
I gotta eat this cheesesteak.
You'll
already.
eat it when we're done.
Oh.
So like Cheesesteaks, I've known him forever.
Yeah.
So when I call him up, he's like, "Stop by. I got your steaks, no problem. I'll get you some shirts, stuff like that."
Yep.
There's just a couple people like that are always
Those
there for you.
always make you feel so good inside that you didn't do it wrong, that you did it the right way, that you were a good person, you know? That you shook hands, you kissed babies. Because you're right. I have a couple of those that have stuck around with me, and they make
like
you
Ray
feel,
Catena.
There
you go.
Like
it's
Ray
perfect
Catena,
one,
there's nothing I could say other than all good things about Ray Catena. They absolutely have been in my corner since day one. It's just incredible. Yeah, just like that. But those people make you feel so good inside that it's not you, it's them. Like you feel so good inside.
Yeah, but for a Ray Catena, there's that one guy who's really good, and then there's 100 people who have disappeared.
That's right.
They're like, we can't help you.
There's one, and I don't want to mention. I'm not going to
Don't do
throw
it,
names.
don't do
I'm
it.
not.
It's not worth it,
But there was one where we were texting, and I'm like, yeah. So listen, we're gonna do this podcast, and I'd love to have you on a sponsor. And they're like, oh, that sounds really nice. Okay, see you later. Done.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm thinking, like, are you kidding me? Like, you would have me at your events? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's hard to swallow.
Yep.
All right, but what's not going to be hard to swallow is going to be this Gino cheesesteak. Diego, I got to thank you so much for being a part of today's show with me,
of course,
man.
no problem.
Dude, this was so wild. I haven't seen you in years. To have you here on the podcast, just amazing.
No problem.
So,
thank you for having me. Good luck with everything. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You're going to be fine, dude. You're going to be fine. I'll tell you that much.
This is where I want to say bullshit. Bullshit.
No, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, guys, on that note, this has been episode 23 of Greg T live from Freehold, New Jersey at Ray Catena Mercedes-Benz, right on Route 9. And again, we continue to beg. We're begging. Come on in and purchase a car. Say you heard it on Greg T Live. Love to have you, because it'll really do good for me. Then at least I can say to Ray Catena, look, I got you a car. Somebody bought a car. Anyway, come on by, and we will see you again next week. So next Monday, we're going to be in Bridgewater, New Jersey at Bridgewater Infinity. It'll be the Ray Catena Infinity dealership of Bridgewater next Monday. So you want to come on by. Doors open at 10 a.m. Stream starts at 11. We'd be happy to have you. And that's it. And then from there, I think we're going back into Edison. We got a couple more dealerships, but stick around. We'll let you know where we're going to be in the future every single Monday starting at 11 a.m. I'm Greg T. That's Diego from Q102, bro. And we're about to have some cheesesteaks. Peace. I'll see you later.